this is Brandon Moon with Moonlit Fly Fishing. I want to welcome you to Fly Tying Night tonight. Tonight we're going to be tying up a PMD soft hackle emerger. We're going to be using a really cool feather for this soft hackle here. We're excited to introduce you to this feather. Really cool. I like it more than partridge because I get a wider variety of sizes down into the smaller sizes as well. So with that, we want to invite you to like your favorite video, leave us a comment. Hopefully this is one of those videos you like, and leave us a comment so that we can interact and engage with you. Make sure and hit the bell or the subscribe button and the bell to receive future notification of future videos. We're striving really hard to put good quality content out there, and you guys doing these things, we appreciate it a lot as it helps us to let the algorithms know that we're putting out quality content and be seen by more people. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. For the hook today, we're going to be tying on an ML 052 in a size 16. It's just a standard dry fly hook. Tie this up in a variety of sizes ranging from 14 to 18. 16 and 18s are our primary sizes that we fish this pattern. So for our thread, we're going to be using Semperfli's Classic Wax 12/0 in Primrose. The 12/0 Classic Wax, our favorite thread. We're going to go ahead and start this roughly about a hook eye and a half to a hook eye, well, hook eye and a half behind the eye of the hook. Being that it's a soft hackle, I think it's even more important that I don't crowd that hook so I can create a little bit more space. You can see I create a nice smooth underbody with my thread using that tag end to wrap that rearward. For the tail on this, I'm going to be using a Coq de Leon mayfly version. It's the medium dyed dun. And I just want a small little clump, and I want that to be roughly about the length of my hook shank. I'll secure that in. Make sure that's on top. I'll just give it a good couple wraps in front to secure it down. 3 wraps in the back. That's just going to help keep that tail upright. Now I'm just going to secure this down. I'm going to stop just short and trim this out so that it comes right up to that thread where I started basically. Okay, now I'm just going to secure that down, create a nice smooth underbody for this fly, and then I'm going to go rearward. For the hackle on, or for the body on this, I'm using a Nature Spirit Wild Barred Turkey Biot in yellow. I've pre-soaked my biot. You can see there's some water on that. I'm just gonna, you can see that there's an edging on this, and that edging I want to tie in on the bottom side of the hook. And I'll just tie that in at the very back. I want to take and wet and soak this biot so that it's more pliable and easy to wrap without being brittle. Now I'm just going to create a small little taper to my fly because I like a little bit of a taper, so I'll go rearward and forward about 3 or 4 times to create that. Each time I go back, I stop short of where I stopped the previous time. Okay, and I wrap this and start this body a little bit further up than the body's actually going to be, roughly because I want that biot to wrap nice and good. Now I'm going to take just a little bit of super glue. Put a little super glue on that body, and this is going to help my biot take and grip. Now I'm going to take this biot I'm going to wrap it, and I want that ridge there. You can see how it just creates a nice smooth taper to this body. I'm going to go right up in that area there where my body is going to end and my thorax will start. When I use that super glue, I do a couple things. One, it secures that Biot down, makes it a little bit more durable. Number one. Number two, if it does slip out or break, my body's still there and I don't have to start all the way over again. So I'm going to come back into that other ridge. Well, you can't see it. I've got another ridge on my side, but we're going to go in there so we can do our thorax. For our thorax, we're using Semperfli's Kapok dubbing in the Sulfura yellow. This is ultra super fine dubbing, so I don't need a whole lot. And it's going to create a really small, tight dubbing rope. And I like to use little pieces at a time so that I can get it nice and tight. Okay, now I'm just going to create my thorax right here. And this thorax is really going to also help splay out my hackle. You can see I'm staying away from going forward with this dubbing and getting where I'm going to be tying my hackle. I still left a good amount of space to tie in my hackle. For the hackle on this fly, we're going to be using some scaled quail. Okay, if you get up here towards the neckline, there's a bunch of small feathers. You can get up into the size 22s. Really, really cool feather. Really cool bird. So here I've gotten my feather. I've already pulled it out and prepped it just for simplicity a little bit. I strip all the fibers down off the bottom. I'm going to create a tie-in point like so, and you can see my feathers, I've pulled them down, so I've got that nice tie-in point. I'm going to take that tie-in point and hold it right up there against the hook behind that thorax. I'm going to secure it down twice. Then I'm going to pull that tie-in point back and secure it down with 2 wraps. Now I'm just going to take that tie-in point and trim it out. Now I'm just going to take and move my thread off to the side. For these types of feathers, I really like the Tie Fly's Hackle tweezers because they're light, great tension. I don't break as many stems. Sometimes you break a few stems. And I'm just going to wrap this, and I'm going to really be working that with my fingers and using that stem as I wrap to help palmer those feathers back some. Keep that front side as clean as possible. Now I'm just going to secure this stem down. Now I'm going to release it, okay? I want to clean this up as best as I can. So I'm going to release that, and I'm going to pull those fibers back and create a nice little head. This will give me a clean head. Alright, now I'm just going to do a couple turn whip finish here. Now I can take that stem and just pop that off. Got one little straggler there. Trim that out. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of head cement from Loon. Put it on there. Got just a little bit in the eye there. I'm just going to poke that through. And there you have a nice PMD soft tackle emerger. Really wispy, flowy fibers there on that PMD. So again, this is our Biot bodied PMD soft tackle emerger. Great pattern to fish all summer long. Really cool feathers that allow you to tie some pretty small soft tackles using a feather similar to partridge, but definitely not as big. So thank you for watching. If you find any value in this video, please make sure you hit the like button, leave us a comment. Also make sure and hit the subscribe and the bell to receive future notifications. We appreciate your support, and you doing that means a great deal to us. So with that, we're gonna leave you for this week and hope you have a great week. We'll talk to you next time night.